Okay, so a lot of people ask me why I stay in my bedroom so much, and it's not like that would be my first choice to like stay in my bedroom, but it's the only place I have furniture, so that probably would explain a lot. So, y'all have to bear with me sometimes. I'm just starting this, I'm just new at it, but I'm trying. So, please bear with me, subscribe, watch our lives unfold. I am 52 years old, mother of 5 grown kids, grandma of 20. They range from 17 years old down to a couple of months old. Of course, you know, I have the 2 babies here, my babies here, Noni and Lolli. That's why it's the adventures of Lolli and Noni, because they came from Lolli and Noni came from a foster home after, sorry, I don't want to get emotional, after my last cat passed away. She passed away right before the age of 2. She was given, she had to have her eye removed because she had a bad tumor on it. And that came on after being misdiagnosed a couple of times and being placed on eye medicine. The tumor formed. Then after the tumor formed on her eye, and after we got her to a place and she had the surgery, she was placed on heart medication because they said they heard a murmur. And she was doing great. She was starting to gain her weight back, and she was starting to play more and become herself again. And I took her in for a checkup. And one of the doctors in there put her, for whatever reason, on a blood pressure medication. He said he wanted to drop her blood pressure some, so her heart wouldn't beat as fast. But the day I gave it to her, it was 1 pill. And that one pill, I knew something right as soon as I gave it to her. She got up on her tree. She was sleeping. I was sitting on the bed, and I seen her jump up, and when she tried to come off the tree, she literally fell. She looked like she had seized up. She made it across the room. She ran into a pile of stuff, knocking it over. I jumped up and grabbed her, and she was fighting. She was fighting me. She was biting at me, and she just wasn't herself. And I could tell something was wrong, so I started to call everybody I could think of to try to help, because I don't have a car. And I knew that she needed oxygen badly. I can tell she was deprived from oxygen. So I immediately started trying to breathe into her mouth for her. And I knew that she was pretty bad off because she started to defecate on herself. So I grabbed her blanket and towel, and I put a towel inside of her blanket and put her in it, and I still proceeded to call with one hand, trying to get somebody on the phone, and I reached the fund that helped me with eye surgery pay for it all. It was a angel fund that helped pay for all that, and I got the head lady on the phone and was talking to her and telling her what was going on while trying to cry, and she was trying to get someone over here to get me to a vet. We even went as far as calling 911, asking them to please get someone here just so we could put oxygen on her. And she started foaming at the mouth, and I didn't care. And I don't care how gross people think it is. I wiped it away and just continued to try to press and try to get my ear into her. I kept pumping on her chest. And this went on for a couple of minutes. Probably more than a couple of minutes. And then they told me that somebody was on their way over here, and she was driving as fast as she could. She was risking getting a speeding ticket. but she was on her way. She was like 10 minutes out from me, and I kept continuing. I called back to 911, please telling them to please just send the fire truck out. I didn't care at the time, just send them. Send whoever could bring oxygen, because I know they have an animal control officer down there. And help me get oxygen into her, help me get her to the vet, which is a couple of miles from me. I kept telling, her name is Michelle also. I kept telling Michelle that it wasn't looking good. And I kept continuing to give her CPR and breathe into her mouth. But I could see like the life draining out of her. And let's just say she defecated on herself again. And then I seen when her eyes kind of like fixed, and I told her I loved her. And that her sister, I told her that her sister was waiting for her in heaven because her sister had passed away in July. And that she'd be waiting for her, that Mama loved her. And no more than when she stopped breathing, I didn't feel the heartbeat no more, and I didn't feel no breath. And her eyes were fixed, and she had defecated. And what felt like to me, she had took her last breath. Because she made a whistling noise when her eyes dilated. We still rushed her down to the vet where they pronounced her dead. They told me there was nothing I could do. But as a mom, you always feel like you could have done something more. I'm sorry. I'm passionate about my babies. But they said there was nothing I could have done. That her heart had already seized, and that most likely there was no bringing her back. But in a mother's head, we feel like we could bring them back. And we're not going to give up trying, but I end up walking out of there with her in the blanket. Devastated. And the girl that had come and picked me up, I couldn't do it myself, so I asked her, could she please take her to the vet she had went to, the ones that had treated her for her eye, and I know they care a lot for her. And they were nice enough. They paid for her to be cremated, and they got her a beautiful box, and they signed a card, and they got her last little paw print. And they understood that I was hurting bad. There's no words that can explain it. Your mom, and this ain't the first cat that died, but she had my grandma's that I never got to meet last name. And so her name was DilcyMae. She was not quite 2. That was DilcyMae's last paw print. And they put it in a beautiful little bag, which I keep near me. And I keep her near me. I don't care what people say. I keep her on top of her little ring that she wore after she had her surgery, with her little paw print on top, and then I have a little pillow on top of that. It says Boo, because her sister's name was Mali Bu. And so the next day after that happened, I was still mourning. I didn't know what to do that night with myself. Oh God, I kept reaching because when DilcyMae was sick, like she would lay on the bed and I would constantly feel for her to make sure she was still breathing because she had went through a severe time where she couldn't breathe properly because she had a respiratory infection. That's what her sister passed of. But she had gotten better. But I still reached for her and still had to feel her little chest breathing and where she wasn't laying up as close as she could to me. Then I would reach on the bed and I would be able to feel her near me and I would reach and touch her and just check her. And so I missed that so bad that night that Michelle, the girl that was from the Angel Fund, Pet Angel Fund, we got in contact with each other the next day and she asked me did I want to foster, and I told her that I would love to help 1.5 million cats out there to be a foster parent. But I have this thing about me is like when I take in something as my own. It's like it's mine. It's kind of like if you adopt a child. You don't want to adopt that child just to have to hand it back. So I told her I would adopt them. I would take them in. But I couldn't foster them. I couldn't give them back. So she sent me pictures. She had the woman contact me, and the woman sent me pictures of, I asked her which females does she have in the litter of kittens. And she sent me a picture and asked me to choose which one I wanted. And she sent me the picture of the white with the gray. And then she sent me the picture with the gray. And when I looked at the picture with the gray one, because, and I can show you a picture of Dilcy, she looked very much like her. She looked a lot like her. That at first I was like, I can't do that. Because she reminds me so much of her. I figured I was going to feel pain from the beginning. I didn't want to feel that pain. So, I told her I wanted the white and gray one. She told me that she would bring it to me the next day. That I'd only have to go through one more night. That her and her daughter would bring it. After we had that conversation, I kind of like sat back and I was like, okay, that's great, you know. But for some reason, my mind kept telling me and my heart kept telling me I can't just take that one sister and leave her only sister behind. Because the rest, I think she had like another male. And so I was like, I can't leave her behind because this woman's got a house full of animals and, you know, I can't leave that one little girl behind regardless. And so that's the story of how Lolli and Noni, my little Noni, came along. And my little Lolli is when she brought them, her daughter was able to carry them in her palms. She had them, they were so tiny, and she had one on her shoulder, and Autumn, which was the woman that brought her daughter with her, she had the other one on her shoulder, and she could literally, you couldn't even see them because they were so tiny on her shoulder. And she came in, and we talked for a while, and we bonded, and we're still friends to this day. We still talk about getting together and letting the siblings play with each other, because she still kept the male. And from that day on, those two became my heart. They're my heart. And I told them about their big sister. They know where she's at. And they do. People think animals don't understand, but they do. They look over her box all the time, and they know. Because she has a little toy sitting on top of her box. They don't mess with it. At least they haven't yet. They're still growing. They're still little. But a couple of months later, that's where we're at, and I want you guys to come into our lives so you can follow them as they grow from this foster home into, hopefully, old ladies. That's what I'm hoping for. I've raised cats before. Prior, I had them, 3 of them prior to that. They lived to be 16, 15, and 17 years of age. So I'm hoping these 2 here have a long life ahead of them. 2024 just wasn't a year for anybody, so unfortunately, Mali Bu and DilcyMae lost their lives in that year, and I'm always going to remember them, and they're always in my heart. So I wasn't able to get Mali's ashes because I couldn't afford it. Unfortunately, that's how we get treated. Although she was at the vet, and when they put her to sleep because they told me she was suffering, I still didn't get to tote her out of there, and I still didn't get her ashes, and still didn't get to bury her or do what I've always done with animals. So I still have closure issues with her. I know she's around me all the time, though I just feel it. But our life now is adventures of Lolli and Noni. Because although these 2 little girls drive me back, excuse my language, crazy, I love them to death. And I know y'all guys are going to fall in love with them too. That's my babies. You can see I'm so in love with my animals that I throw on my TV as my screensaver. And so, please, please help our channel grow. So subscribe. Please help us grow. Watch these babies thrive. I'm going to be posting stuff about my culinary schooling, cleaning house, because there's a long story behind that too, being in this apartment alone with the babies. So there's lifestyle blogs. There's going to be shopping vlogs and food bank vlogs and struggles and tears and happiness and tears of joy and grandkids and my kids, and all that's coming. All of it's coming. So just hang in there, guys, and subscribe, please. Hit the bell so you'll know when I post a new video, even if it's a short, because I like to post shorts of the little girls growing. And comment things that you might want to see, things that might be approved on this channel, because I am a newbie. Recommendations, anything you have to say, positive criticism. Please don't be mean in the comments to myself or to anyone else. It's unnecessary in this world today. It should be about peace, love, and happiness, because we're living in a hard world. Like the videos, and just stick with us and see where we go from here, because it's going to be a long journey. Thank y'all for this long video and listening to the story. We're going to move on with today. Thank you, YouTube family. To you all. Peace. Oh, light. Look how pretty they are. Noni, girl. Lolli. Lolli don't want to look at the lights right now. She feels bad. Noni, girl. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. My tired babies. Yeah, see all these white marks on my pillow? This comes from me not breathing well at night. Sad. When I'm sick, I exhale all kinds of bacteria and stuff from my lungs. And it ends up all over my pillows. You can tell where I roll and where I sleep and how bad it's at nighttime. And I'm hoping to get better soon, along with my little Lolli. Hi, baby girl. So this is just a short video so y'all can see the cats. So hi, baby. Hi. Can you talk for them? Can you say hi? That's my love. Can you do high five? I know you can do it. You just won't for them. You just want to bite. She just wants to bite everything. Hey, Lolli girl. Hey, lollipop. Hey, lollipop. At least they've calmed down a little bit. It's my babies. Lolli, people are giving you prayers. You want to say thank you? They want you to get better. Yeah. So my eyes are still leaking. Don't be me. Your sister wants love, Mama, not fights. Little paws. That's my baby. She's gonna come straight to me. And she is laying on my favorite character. Happy birthday. Whether it's that and Hello Kitty. They don't want to see a big belly. They don't want to see a big belly. Hey, look at them stripes. They don't want to see a big belly. What's sister doing? My sister says she's going to beat you up because you won't give her loving. She's after your tail. My babies. Say hey, YouTube family. Say hi. I can't get her face. Look at the eyes. Her sister wants to be mean to her. Okay, girls. Stop being mean. Okay. Let me stop this fight before it gets worse.